Good morning.
Good
And
morning.
welcome to Touch Base Daily. I think my name is still Ron Foster on this day of crazy.
Oh gosh! I was gonna say that's an extended opening.
Oh, that was, man, technical difficulties. And it's so funny because I was at an event last night and the woman, they had a big event here in Fort Greene, celebrating what we call community heroes. And the mic system was not working, but yet the girl said, she goes, I'm telling you guys, I worked on this mic and it was working fine until the show started. And through the show, they had all mic problems. She says retrograde is in play. And I usually don't believe in retrograde, but I'm telling you,
This morning,
every retrograde, I am telling you, this is not the first time during retrograde this has happened. And I am becoming a believer that retrograde is for real. Anyway, I am here. We are here. Welcome to Touch Base Daily. Welcome, Chris. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm along for the ride today. We've had a little bit of technical stuff happening this morning, so we're just gonna keep pushing.
Keep on pushing, baby.
Yeah, that's too funny.
Oh my God. So the first person in the building is Chris. Chris R says good morning. She was the first one in the
And look
building.
what time she came in.
Yes, she came in the building
9:49.
at 9:49. Look,
She was
she
ready.
was like, I'm ready. And Aya says, what's going on? Happy TrendWatch Thursday. Absolutely, guys. We are talking politics today and some photography and a little bit of everything. And we're going to have our panel. I sent my invitations to Elise and Brian and Gwendolyn. Whoever wants to come on, let me know. If you want to pop on, let me know. Send me your email, and then I will send you an invitation. You are more than welcome. That is for the active members in our community. Next person in, the third person that made it in is Omar. He got the bronze.
What's up, Omar?
Omar got the bronze today. Do you guys ever sleep in? He said, you guys ever sleep in? Yes, I see. Aya was in here early. She was in here 9:51. Chris was in here at 9:49. So they got here early, and Lisa is on time at 10 o'clock.
Come on, Lisa.
She says, damn, how are there 86 people here already? Omar says, right, Lisa? And Rashawn is in the building. Good morning, Rashawn. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. Let's see who else is. Elise is in the building. I sent you an invitation, Elise, so I can have a good community conversation today. And I see here who else is in the building. Good morning. I see all the good mornings going by from Aya, and all the good mornings for everyone exchanging we started the show without you anyway.
I can see that.
You certainly did. And Adrian's in the building. Sunny Boy's in the building. What's going on? Adrian's in the building, sir. And Janet, Miss Fisher is in the building. My dear Janet is in the building. Good morning, Ron and Chris. She says, for those that don't know, I was up to 2:00 this morning, so I'm a little off. So
Just a little bit.
Just a wee bit off. I was I have so many photos to edit for the Martha's Vineyards African American Film Festival. So I am still editing, and I had to edit about 100 photos yesterday and to get those out so that they could I think it was a couple of the what I call the theater institutions like Hulu and all of those folks who needed some photos for their PR today because they wanted to get that PR out before the end of the week because obviously the event was last week, so they wanted to get all that photos out. So it was a long, laborious night, and so I'm half awake. I don't have coffee because I don't drink it, but today would be a day for coffee. So maybe a Pepsi will do, but I don't drink Pepsi either. Brian, Brian, I don't drink Mountain Dew. I don't drink any of those things with caffeine in it. Brian is in the building. Brian, I sent you an invitation also if you want to come on. Adrian, I could send you an invitation if you want to come on. I think you said you wanted to come on, so that would be cool too.
Are we finally going to get him on screen?
No, right? The Father and Sunday on Touch Base Daily. Yeah, so he will be. I'm going to send that out to him if he wants to come on. If he wants to, Adrian, just say yes, and I'll send you an invitation. So much is in the news, guys, and he says I mean, what does that mean? I mean. Lisa says Pepsi is king. Oh man!
Well, listen, let's not go down this road because I know there are people in either camp, and it's just a vicious war.
Well, since that can was opened, I want to know who are the Pepsi people.
There's about to be a fight in this room.
Who are the Coca-Cola people? Who are the Pepsi people? If you are Pepsi, put Pepsi in the room. Put your Pepsi in. And if you are Coca-Cola, put Coca-Cola in. I would love to know. But Lisa is a Pepsi girl, as we can tell. I don't drink either one of them. So let me see here. Let me get Adrian's let me get his what do you call it in here. It may be in the mailbox. Hey, you know who's else in the building? Who's else is in the building? Miss Elise is in the building. Hey. There she is. Ding, 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 ding dong. I wish I had a bell that said ding dong. Elise, how are you doing today? Better than me, I'm sure. We can't hear you.
I'm doing great. How are you all doing? I always forget to take myself off mute.
There you go. See, look, it's all of us. Oh, where did you get that from? Where is that from, sir?
I just found it on YouTube.
I need a bell.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep some sounds on the ready for you.
We need some sounds. That's what we need. Some sounds like ding dong.
Someone's at the door.
Oh my goodness. Let me see Adrian's. I got Adrian. Let me put Adrian's information here. Oops. Why did I do that? Let's see. Oh, am I here still? There. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, you're still here.
Okay, cool. Let me send this to Adrian. And hope we don't get in trouble from work. They won't see you, sir. They won't see you on here, right? There we go. I'm gonna send that in there. It's gonna be his first time on the show. This is gonna be quite interesting. He said he wanted to be producer.
Okay.
I said it would be very cool. Okay, so man, so much is going on right now. And first of all, I want to talk about inflation. The inflation numbers are good. 2.9 was the new inflation numbers. And that is good news. And what it aligns with is that Biden is landing this economy softly.
Yes.
Softly. And so for all the crazy Trumpsters and all the, I can't even call them Republicans anymore. Can I say they're Republicans? All of the MAGA folks out there that believe the economy is falling apart and the sky is falling. No, it is not. The American economy is coming back. It is at its lowest since 2021. Inflation's coming down. And the only reason, again, I keep saying is that the reason why prices are high is because companies are gouging and getting on the bandwagon. When there was a crisis, products were limited because of COVID, and then prices go up. That's the law of supply and demand. But then other folks were like, oh, well, look, they're getting more money. They're raising their prices. Why not us? I mean, some of these companies have doubled their profits, tripled, and record years, record Wall Street numbers. Anyway, I want to welcome to this panel discussion my boy. Hey, Sonny boy, what's going on?
In the house. Y'all hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. This is when to be part of the unmute crew, you know.
Hold on. First, I love that mask in the back on the wall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got that from Pop.
Okay. Nice. Yeah.
From Africa. So anyway, so the economy is doing good. It's getting better. It's not doing good, but it's getting better. And again, like anything, economies are laggers. Policies are created. Economies are laggers. So you create policy today, it takes months and months, sometimes a year, for people to start feeling those economic changes. So how's the economic world around all of you guys, like your friends, your family? Are they feeling? Are they complaining? Are they like upset? What's going on in their world? Especially, Adrian's a family man, has kids and Elise, you are a mom of adult kids, and Chris is just a married man. And I'm a single man. So we represent everyone.
Yeah, everybody's represented here.
Everyone's represented.
So I know my neighbors are pissed off by raising prices, but my neighbors are also educated to know what's going on. That seems to be what's happening in my courtyard conversations with my neighbors. They seem to understand that prices are rising because of companies. They understand that that the economy is slow to improve in my world. And I have a lot of families that live in my building. I'm in networking events. I'm all over the city. I participate. You know how I roll. I'm everywhere. And most folks they have an understanding of where we are.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
The same thing, food prices are expensive. I know when we go to the grocery store, we typically do like our large Costco shopping once a month, and we realize like certain things are just like ridiculously expensive. Things that you would just normally wouldn't even think about to pick up. You have to be like, all right, well, do I need it this month, or can I wait to get it, next month? The one thing that I find that's very volatile more than anything else is gas prices. Gas prices traditionally only change like maybe like once a week. Now, when you drive past a gas station, like one day it's one price, and literally the next day it's another price. So you can see gas prices fluctuate at the gas pumps, 3 to 4 times a week, that's unheard of. I've never heard of that until recently. Yeah, and we gauge it by there's a gas station we go by all the time. It's right off the highway, and literally it can go up from 2 cents to 9 cents and back down again, all within the span of 1 week. So it's just like, all right, well, when am I going to get gas?
Adrian, are you feeling? Cause you drive a lot.
Oh, I drive, but I actually make fun of you people.
I don't drive.
No, I drive, but I make fun of my wife as well because she, I had to fill up her car a couple of weeks ago, and I was mad. But now that I've been driving an fully electric car.
There you go.
For most of the year now.
That's right. I keep forgetting you got that plug on the side of the house.
Yeah, I just pull up to my house, and when I'm down to like 20%, plug it in, and it's going to be ready for me to drive in the morning. So, and I also have the fortune of, years ago, putting in solar panels on the roof so that my electric cost dipped significantly. And so from a cost perspective on driving, I'm not seeing it so much. What I am seeing it is I'll go to Stop and Shop to get one thing, but I can never just get one thing. If I go up and down an aisle on my way to get the one thing I went there for, I'm still going to come out with like 10 things. And all of a sudden, just a handful of things. And it's only a handful because I always forget to go and get a bag, to take a bag with me. And that's something that, can we bring back our plastic bags? And can we talk about the fact that did not save us anything? It's not helping the environment at all.
It's not.
It's actually worse. Now that all right, that's a tangent. Anyway,
you want to go down the road of bags
on eggs, on milk, on creamers, because I have to have my coffee every day with my creamers. It's just every single thing has gone up except for paychecks. Raises. I have a number of folks that report into me, and I know for a fact that the raises that were given don't meet the inflation costs over the past couple of years. So we're not able to keep up with how inflation's been. It's like the Olympics. There's a fast runner ahead of us. We just can't keep up with them.
Yeah, I know when I go to Trader Joe's, I like Trader Joe's because they have been slow to raise prices. But if I go to my neighborhood grocery store, woo, I'm like, I'm sticker shock. I go in and I'm like, holy moly, I only got 3 items. And when I go to Costco's, I got 20 items, but I got to go to the neighborhood, it's 3 items, and it's the same price. Elise, how are you doing? How are you and your family doing?
I haven't heard much complaint from people around me. And as for gas, I drive a gas vehicle, a hybrid. But my gas is, the gas in this region of DC just kind of stays stable. It's like really? $3.49, $3.50, it stays like that, which has been a good thing. But with groceries, it might be slightly higher, but nothing outrageous. I think the biggest part is still in the grocery industry. When we talk about corporations, those are corporations that decided to keep their prices higher. When you had Target say, not Target, Walmart, we're gonna drop the prices because you knew you were gouging people.
They were gouging.
They're gouging people just like anyone else. It's not that it's costing any more than anything else. When you hear, because I think one of the most interesting things I saw was where CVS was spending $16 on a particular drug for multiple sclerosis, but charging the patients $6,000.
Yeah,
that's gouging. I mean, so they're gouging. But I tend to go to, like I said, my husband does the Costco run. I go to the regular grocery store. I go to Trader Joe's, places like that. So it's not really bad.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm a Trader Joe's.
One other thing I want to say about people. Mm-hmm. We talk about things when they go up. We don't ever talk about things when they go down.
This is very true. Because
gas prices we may look at them and say they're high, but they're not as high as they were.
No.
And we don't talk about that fact.
Yeah. Well, everyone sees the negative and never sees the positive.
Right.
What's going on, Brian? Brian is in the building.
Yeah. Man, I come in on gas prices, EV And
Yes, Mecca, you're in your car
EBS
every day.
audio.
I'm surprised you're not in your car today. We usually we can't get a signal because you're in your car.
yeah, well, I rescheduled an appointment because I should be on the road right now to an appointment, but I moved some stuff around. But
So how are the people around you? Are you feeling it in your wallet? Are you feeling it with your family, with your boys?
That's right. Xavier's 12. That's all I got.
They'll eat you out of house and home.
Yes, 12 years old. That's the eating years.
I am thankful.
Right, Adrian?
Man,
You know it.
I'll just say I'm thankful for our governor, Big Gretch, because us like Tim Walz in Minnesota, kids eat free at all schools, regardless of income level. But Xavier, he will have a breakfast. Yeah, we're not in school yet, but he will have breakfast here. Then he'll go to school and have a second breakfast. So
like a hobbit.
But are you feeling it in your wallet? Are you feeling do you feel like the economy is feeling better or feeling like it's still the same?
I think for me, it's relative. I make adjustments, and I still, I haven't. Before COVID, I took humanitarian trips around the world, and I'm whenever I catch myself like, getting a little twitch over expenses and the cost of living, I think back to the kids I saw when I was in Thailand who were washing their clothes in a dirty river that elephants were 10, 20, 30 yards up above, and they didn't have clean water. And then I think, okay, I caught myself yesterday, Starbucks. Maybe once, twice a week, I'll get my tea. And I noticed yesterday, I'm like, dude, this thing's almost $7. The same tea, large, was like $5. But I'm like, okay, that's a luxury. So yeah, I'm not making light of, the expense. Fuel especially. I mean, I've got Sam's Club and Costco. So between those, and then if I have to stop at a regular gas station, it's like, oh, my car takes premium. So I'm like, all right, well, $4 at Sam's Club is $5 at the regular.
That's where you feel it. That's when you feel it. Like we have Costco
local grocery
also.
stores.
Yeah.
Look, I can drive a rental car or any car that doesn't take regular gas. If it doesn't take regular gas, I won't even rent it. I refuse.
I'm a car guy. I'm a car designer, and it's like, I'm just doing good to. I'm going
to tell you about cars. I have one of the most reliable vehicles with one of the highest resale rates on the market. I have a Toyota hybrid Highlander.
Yeah.
Takes regular gas.
And does it do? And it does good on your pocketbook.
And low maintenance, doesn't have any maintenance problems. And if you look it up, is one of the best reselling cars and most reliable cars.
Well, I have in here also
regular
someone said, Lisa says, I like Adrian's voice.
Yeah, Adrian does have a nice voice.
Lisa, thank you so much. Thank you. So funny. My wife actually just hooked me up with somebody trying to get me in a side gig because everything costs more money. One of her colleagues does voiceovers on for a living. Well,
you should do it. Yeah, you should. You always articulate.
It's a good gig. We can get it.
Yeah,
I wanted to on what Brian was saying, because I've been on a bunch of mission trips, and one of the hardest things is the reentry process. Right, when you come back and you just turn water on. You're like, oh wow, it's that simple, and you can just and then it's when that happens when I start running and banging on the shower, telling my boys, stop, wait, you've been in the shower for 4 minutes. Like it's actually been like 9 minutes. I don't understand what they're doing in that shower forever. I don't even want to imagine. But anyway, it's like we take for granted so much of what we have. But I also think that as living in this country, the more money you make, the more you spend, right? If we have the mentality of whatever we need to in the basic level, then you won't. Because like my boys are both now out of the house. They're both serving in the Air Force, and so that saved me a lot of money. So now my wife and I are outside all the time. We went to St. Lucia. We went to Bahamas. We're gonna be down in Charleston this weekend.
That's right. We go on vacation
It's
this
Sunday.
It's
like a whole nother income.
Yes.
And then, as far as the cars are concerned, when I rent a car, good on you. I don't care what car it is. It's still getting that regular gas. That's
yeah.
Okay. Well,
here's one. Wait, before you go there, Brian. Omar says, small businesses are having trouble surviving, and I can tell you, as a small business owner, I'm with Omar. It is, and you're being an entrepreneur now is such a challenge because everything has gone up. And then I know that in the photography world, there's only but so high you can raise your prices, especially with all the competition of other photographers. So, and then there are other photographers that do things for free, but their work looks like for free. But nonetheless, people still will hire the free person than they will for the quality person in some cases. So, but yeah, I know that small businesses are struggling. I had a conversation with a woman from the Small Business Administration in my networking event a couple of weeks ago. And she says, Ron, everyone is feeling it. All the small businesses are struggling. So it brings me to a point. If you can, this is on a sidebar since it did come up with Omar. If you can, you go to the website, the Small Business Administration, SBA, and you can sign up for loans. You can sign up for loans. And I was under the impression that you can only sign up for one loan. And she was like, no, you can sign up to 5 loans. And so you can do that. So interest rates are lower with the Small Business Administration, and there are opportunities. So, and she said to me, she says, make sure we do that now in case the Democrats don't win. If the Republicans win, the Small Business Administration will be no more probably. And it will be no more help for Black and brown businesses, which they cater to. So that was my little advertisement for that, since we are small businesses for a lot of us and entrepreneurs. Let's see here. I wanted to ask you guys, are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for the DNC convention? What are you guys expecting? What do you think is going to happen next week? I mean, it starts on what, Saturday? It's Saturday or Sunday?
I think it starts the 17th.
The 17th is Saturday, isn't it?
Saturday.
Right. Saturday. Yes, so Saturday. It starts Saturday.
Is it Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday evening. I think it's Saturday evening. No, Saturday evening.
That's what I thought.
17th. It starts August 17th.
Something starts on the 17th. I don't know if that's the full convention or not.
It may not be the official
I think
day.
the full convention starts on Monday.
Right.
Okay, but parts of it
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the real convention. There might be some preamble.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
President Biden speaks on Monday.
And, yes, and Kamala will be in Wisconsin during the DNC. She's making let me tell you, she's making the most of her time in the Midwest.
It's the 19th through the 22nd, so that's Monday through Thursday.
Okay,
Thursday.
So I will be in South Carolina with this dude over here. Family time on this week coming up. But
we're still gonna watch.
Yeah, Oh, you know we are. You know how we roll. This is how the family rolls. I'm not the only political person in the building.
Oh.
Can I say something?
I may
about
actually
politics?
watch it.
Yes, sir.
Can I just, what's interesting? For me, the last elections, the presidential election cycle, was the first time that I had 4 voters in my house. Because it was when my younger son had turned 18. So it was the first time. It was just really one of those cool moments. And I thought that for me to teach them how to vote properly, and teaching them the history of why it's important for them to vote. What we did was we split out. We took the ballots and we split out the entire ballot, and everybody had a responsibility whether we're talking about the presidential election, we were talking about anybody that was up for in the Senate, if there was a local races, even if there were like just rules in the township that we were changing. And so everything was covered, and everybody had to pick something and argue why we should be voting for that thing. So that even if it's not,
look at those little apples rolling from the tree.
Yeah, so it's like, so for this year, like I've got to argue as to why we should vote for Trump, and my wife has to argue as to why we should vote for Kamala.
Oh my goodness!
And then, but it forces you to do the
research a very short list
on all of the opposing. So it's not just I'm voting blue down the line, or I'm voting red down the line. It's I want to understand what all of the different points are that we're voting on, and it's not just a quick click of the button. It worked out really, really well.
So, Adrian,
sir,
why should we vote for Trump?
Because if you feel that you have if you're a super conservative and you are a person that believes in having a Supreme Court that is ultra conservative. Listen, I didn't say they were going to be great points. I just said they were going to be arguments.
Yeah,
then you're going to have somebody in place that is going to keep those conservative values and traits inside. Also, if you are a billionaire, and if anybody that's a billionaire here, please donate some money towards this.
They wouldn't be on this
to this channel. Please donate towards this channel.
We could use some financial support.
Sure you don't have the tax pulls, and you're not going to pay as much taxes as you would otherwise. Other than that, I don't know what the argument could be based on my research.
And you know what we feel here in this community, why to vote blue. Project 25 is top of the line. So what do you guys think about next week's convention? Do you think there's going to be a lot of celebrities, a lot of concerts, music? What do you think the theme is going to be? Are they going to stick to message? It seems that the Democrats this year are taking the playbook from the Republicans in sticking with smaller messages and hammering them over and over and over again.
Before we answer that question, I please need to make sure that Lisa understands that I am absolutely not for Trump. We just have to. It's a straw poll of who you're going to try to do the research for and then argue the points. But we all know that everybody in my house is voting for Kamala. Okay.
Kamala.
I think it's going to be a big show. I mean, you're going to have all the above, but I think Democrats are finally drilling in a lot of their talking points. I think when Biden was the candidate, it wasn't. I think they were more or less defending, you shouldn't be voting for Trump for this reason, and defending a lot of the things that Democrats were doing. But now with Kamala on the front of the ticket, you're getting a lot more specifics. And I think they're going to hone in on that. Women's rights, the right to choose, abortion, and then also they're looking at America as a positive thing. The whole thing about joy is really important and at the forefront.
Joy.
Gloom and doom is not going to be there. And I think that it's just something that's just stimulating everyone, and everyone wants to be a part of it. I mean, look, you've got the white men for Kamala. You've got
Republicans for Harris.
They had 70,000 people on the call.
70,000.
Yeah, and they were on it for a while. So there's a lot of potential. Joy. Yeah.
Did you see the white evangelicals for Kamala?
Yes, they're coming out now. Yeah. Now I was sitting there like, holy moly. And there's this young pastor, a Bible school student that went viral about, he was talking about Christians need to take back the church, take back their message, and how he was ashamed to say the word I'm a Christian because of the degradation of what the mega folks have done to Christianity.
They hijacked the name and the term.
They've hijacked everything. Mega has hijacked
Right.
So
MAGA.
many valuable points, the pillars of our society.
Hijacked the Republican Party.
Well, the Republican Party,
That's
the Christian Church, the all the institutions that support our governments. The mega people have totally hijacked across the board civilization living in America, and I was so happy to it blessed my heart, as they say in the South. It blessed my heart to see these Christian evangelists yesterday saying, we are not with this Christian nationalism and we are coming against it. And then also the Republicans for Harris, I was, because I used to be a Republican. They're like, look, we don't agree with Kamala on pretty much anything when it comes to policy. But what we do agree on is democracy. And what we do agree on is getting our party back. Yeah. Because America is functional when you have a two-party system that is healthy.
Yeah. Well, see, that was the interesting thing that I saw that's been coming out of this. Traditional Republicans, they refuse to abandon the Republican Party, but they will not allow Trump to hijack it anymore. So that's why they want to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. So I think that's very interesting, because I would have thought that they would have been like, you know what, I'm done with this. We can't win this party back. We're just going to start a new party with the values of the old Republican Party. But they said, no, we're going to take it back. So let's see what happens in November.
Yeah, Michael Steele, who used to be the chairman of the Republican Party. Michael Steele said, he says, I'm not going nowhere. They need to get out. We're gonna kick them out. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. So
it would be interesting if they were able to get a few reputable Republicans to speak at the DNC.
That's what I was about to say.
Let me tell you, if they could get Bush, if they could get Liz Cheney, if they could get Kissinger, I can't say his word.
Kissinger?
No, the young guy, Kinzinger. Kinzinger. If they can get him and a bunch of these Republicans that are for democracy. Because remember, the Lincoln Project is a Republican movement.
Yeah, right. It's a Republican project. Yeah,
well,
that's right.
So that's what I was going to chime in. I'm glad you brought it up because I think when they were in Arizona, the mayor of Mesa, Arizona, is a Republican.
Yes,
and they're rallying. He said, "Hey, basically, I'm not supposed to be here, but blah blah blah." To me,
yeah, that was good.
That was awesome.
That was like a little test run. So I'm if I'm this is obviously just we're spitballing and projecting, but that's one thing that I would look forward to next week if they could get Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney. Unfortunately, a lot of the true Republicans who have been forced out, if they could get them to show up, and if they could get, he's still kind of, but if they could get George W. Bush, which he probably is, but that would be a coup. Like, look,
they're gonna need Michelle. Michelle gonna have to butter him up because he loves Michelle.
Yeah,
so.
That's a love relationship right there.
They got some kind of relationship going on, Bush and Michelle Obama. They got some kind of friendship.
They're going to have to bring in the rhinos, as they call them. Bring in the rhinos.
I don't know if Bush would come out, but I think that the convention itself is going to be highly energized.
Yes,
and absolutely. They're going to stay focused on the message, and they're going to show unity.
Yes,
which is very important. But they're also going to make sure that no one forgets Project 2025.
That's right.
Make sure that happens. I don't know if every speaker's going to mention it, but it's going to be enough that people are going to keep hearing it over. I think they're going to because that's been a part of the brand that they've been building, is to make sure that they mention that.
Do we anticipate President Obama speaking?
I think he'll probably speak.
More than likely. Wait, Ron, before you say what you're going to say, the one thing that I've really loved is, and this goes to the Harris campaign team, they have been quick to turn around anything that Vance and Trump have been doing. There was something that the Lincoln Project put up that where they were talking with what's her name? What's the white chick's name? Huh?
Kellyanne Conway.
Yes, she was saying
yes,
how
they did. Yeah, they did.
they turned that around and they embraced it and made it their own. And I love that. And they're not, the Republicans and the MAGA movement is not used to people taking their words and spinning it for their own benefit. And I love it. This is what Biden and his team was lacking when he was running. They're able to take these quote unquote negative things that the Republicans are saying about them and turning it into something positive and turning it on its head, and they don't know how to react to it.
That's right.
Well, it makes them look. I mean, as our future Vice President Tim Wall said, it makes them look downright weird when they are trying to make things that are in my opinion, a net positive for humanity into something negative. Like, oh, he's an extreme liberal, and he's like,
calling him tampon Tim,
tampon Tim. Okay,
which was a good thing. He was making.
I will allow.
He was helping kids.
Yeah.
He was helping young folks, that were ashamed and or couldn't afford hygiene.
The kids, the breakfast, or the free lunches and breakfast. I want kids that have a full belly. Call me a radical. I mean, like, okay, and then I can go on and on, but them twisting that around, it does make people who will stop for a second and listen, even if they are supportive of the orange one, but if they have an ounce of like common sense, like, well, wait a minute, my child is getting free breakfast or free lunch. Why is that bad? And if you could just start to chip away just a little bit at a time, then we can win. But my thing, regardless, I think Elise and I consistently say this. Don't get it twisted. All this excitement, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but like, it doesn't mean a hill of beans if we don't vote. We got to turn this excitement into action. That action turns into votes, and we got to beat. I mean, it's not just by a little. It has to be as
a landslide, a
tsunami. Yeah,
and I think, one of the things that I think, if you notice in the last week, because Kamala's team has been so, even though they keep trying to say she's not talking about policy, she talks about policy, she talks about things she'll do.
Yes,
and you're starting to hear. That's why I think even when you look at the Musk interview and that part about Department of Education, so you had to say that out loud.
Yes,
because that's a part of your policy. So it's actually forcing their hand to almost say some of the crazy stuff that they're going to try to do if they get in there out loud. And so they why do you think how it's aligned with Project 2025? I think that's what it's forcing them to do.
Yeah, I mean, look at Trump. He's done 2 press conferences and 1 quote unquote interview with Musk in the last week. Why? Because Kamala's been getting the coverage, and then also she's talking about things that have about policies, and what he's trying to do is get his quote unquote policies out before she does it.
Right.
And she had been scheduled to talk about her policies talk on Friday. So he decided, I'm going to do one yesterday to beat her to the punch. And then he'll say, oh, well, she just copied me. Like, sir, we know you have no policies. You don't know anything about government. You're just doing this just to save face.
He's doing it just to stay out of jail. This man is only running to stay out of jail, because when he loses, he will go to prison.
Yeah,
he will go around that corner, collect, and you collect go. When you go around, don't collect. You go straight to jail.
He's got a date coming up September. He's got a sentencing date coming up in September.
But they're not going to sentence him. I don't think.
I don't know. Do you think
they're going to guys? Do you think they're going to sentence him in September?
They can give him something because he was convicted of 34 felonies.
They got to do something, right?
We're not going to give you house arrest. Come on now. He's going to get something. I mean, it'll be appealed. So,
Adrian, do you think he's going to go to jail?
He won't spend a minute in prison. Not a minute.
Either way, you don't think either way, even if you lose the election.
There's I don't think as much as we would love to to see him be accountable for the things that he has done, he still wields a lot of power, whether we want to admit that or not. He's still a former president, as ridiculous of a statement as that is to say, and precedent based on the cases still don't even say that he would be sentenced to prison. Maybe will he get probation potentially? But I just don't. Again, based on the research that I've done on the similar cases and similar convictions, I just don't see them giving him any prison time, unfortunately.
Well, look, he's got other cases pending as well. So my thing is,
those might be something.
If he doesn't serve any time at all for anything that they've been convicted of now or in the future, we do not have a democratic society that views everyone equally. And granted, we understand
the
that
Supreme Court already said that he's above the law. So
no, I know, but there's going to be a tipping point in this country. There will be a tipping point, and there will be a day of reckoning for him eventually. Trust me.
Elise, do you think he's going to go? Do you think that September? I think it's September. Is it September 21st?
I don't know.
Is the sentencing? Do you think they're going to give him jail time?
I'm kind of with Adrian. I don't know. They may give him probation or something, but the fact that they pushed it back, right, from when it was originally supposed to happen, I think that was
supposed to be in
July.
July.
Also, from what I heard, I guess they were trying to get it to move again, but I think the court turned it down.
Yes,
so that it will take place in September. So it just depends on how. And I think there's a safety issue, not for him. But I think the threats that are constantly coming into other people. So I don't know if the judge will kind of, in my eye, punk out because of that or not. But there's a lot of that going around. And I think they just have to, because what the 34 felony convictions were for had nothing to do with his presidency, and nor did those cases come up while he was president.
Yes.
So that part doesn't even apply. So it's a wait and see because it depends on how they flow. I'm not a good predictor of with the judicial system that we have now. I would never try to guess what they're going to do just because of the way it is.
And they still have the protections that are afforded them of a former president, right? So, what is it going to be, a Secret Service agent that's in the cell with him
in jail? Right?
Yeah,
outside the jail.
Like, what would that look like? What would it look like to lock him up? Would that be him?
Yeah, but honestly, when you're convicted like that, I think you should be stripped of all the privileges that you are afforded because now you're a common criminal. All right, yeah, you have secrets, but you've probably already sold those to other countries already. So I mean, what are we going to lose? I mean, let's be realistic.
Yeah, I mean,
it's sold his soul and this country for personal gain.
Ron,
yes,
because I've been looking at comments, and Trisha has been making some interesting comments. I don't know what she means and how she's doing it, but and what it's leading to. But on part of people, Kamala's not well loved. Yeah, people love Kamala. They love what she stands for. They love the idea that she stands for democracy, freedom, and maintaining our citizenship. And people are finding out that they never had honest facts about her.
That's right.
I think if that's your position or those are your thoughts, then go back and look at the things that she was doing prior to becoming a senator. There are actual videos out there, and the more people are watching those videos, those are things happen. There are some people who may have some personal issues. That's a different thing. I don't think there is a DA or a prosecutor who doesn't have someone who has bad feelings about them.
Yeah,
but I think that it's not true to say that there's a lot of people who don't love her. If that was the case, she would not be getting the crowds or
we cannot say
now.
I'm with you, Elise.
And so
I think people
I just
love
felt it was
her.
necessary to kind of comment on that. And also she made a statement about our panel is all black. Maybe we should have some balance. And she should be
Trisha's always welcome to come on board.
And so it's not, and I think that when we should do those things. And maybe she's not well loved in California, but you may be surprised that there are people who really like what she stands for in California and here's the thing, and I'm an educator, right? As an educator, I told my students this and that, and it came from a professor I had in college. You don't have to like me. What I'm here to give you what you need to be successful in life. You don't have to like her for whatever reason, but you do have to think about, you have two choices in this election: freedom, democracy, and maintaining your citizenship. Because to say you don't ever have to vote again is about your citizenship, the right of your citizenship, or a dictatorship. And I think some people are pushing those things to the side to say, what do I want for the future of myself and my country and the young people who are coming behind me? And I think that's where we focus. And that's where I tend to focus. And I think that a lot of people, for whatever reason, even people in California have not always gotten the truth about her. And I think more truth now because there's more things being actually said because she's the candidate. You get to see more about what she actually said, more of the programs that she put in place in California that were helping people not face felonies, but having it reduced so they wouldn't have those things out there on their record, and to get things to participate in the program that she put in place and get those things expunged from their record.
Yes,
people
she worked hard
from that. And I think that's the important part that people are learning. Even D.L. Hughley had to come back and say, I didn't know those things, but we didn't know it because we didn't look for it.
And also, people don't understand that, again, the vice president, the job of the vice president is never to be the attention seeker. The job of the vice president is to be silently working behind the scenes and doing what the president needs of them. And then if something happens to the president, then they are ready to take on the responsibilities. But again, I don't like. I had this conversation. I think we talked about this last week. I asked the question of the community: is Kamala Harris moving towards now iconic stage? Meaning, with all of the, like, it's almost like she's moved beyond now as just a candidate. She's become now an iconic movement type of person, meaning people are buying sneakers, they're buying pearls, they're buying the AKAs. They want to go to colleges now. They want a piece of what she is. When I was in Martha's Vineyard, white people, Black people, Asian people, Spanish people were all like excited about their Converses, about their pearls, and about all of the stuff that Kamala has. And they were like, and they had their T-shirts, they had their buttons, it was quite interesting to see on the lawns, the signs. I'm wondering, and when you see this momentum and you TikTok and Threads, and people are just repeating over and over their love for her. That's why I'm a little strange that Trish would say that people don't love her. I think there are people that might not love her. There are individuals, but as a nation, I think people are really, let's say, from the independents and the Democrats and parts of the Republican Party, they're really embracing her. And I think there's an iconic movement going on. What do you guys think?
I think, to be honest, like when we talk about candidates, right? We know on the other side, not everyone loves that person. They don't like their position, right? Even some of these billionaires that are supporting it for personal gain.
Yes.
Because that tax policy ends in 2025, and they want it to stay in place. And even when people complain about, the taxes that they're seeing as far as their own checks, they don't realize that the taxes that are impacting you now, the tax structure, the policies, were actually put in by the former president before he left, and they're still running until next year. So that's where a lot of things are coming from. And I think that's part of what we have to think about is most people don't understand how policies and structures work from one president to the next, where people can benefit from somebody else's until you get a chance to kind of destroy it yourself, right? So I think we have to also face realities, right? Even though you have Republicans for Kamala, they're not telling you they're going to vote for her to have the Senate and House that she needs. And we also need to focus on that as well. We can focus on her and getting her in, but we also have to focus on the House and the Senate that she'll need, so that we don't end up where we always end up with Obama, where we ended up with Obama and Biden not having a House or a Senate that they needed to get some stuff done, right? So Obama was blocked by a Senate. Biden is, some of the laws that could come up is being blocked by the House. That's because they're not sending them up. They're not having those types of discussions. So those are the things that we have to think about. And so I'm trying to say real focus right now, but I mean, these comments can distract me, because sometimes it's like the openness of having the discussion is to make sure people have facts.
Yes.
And as everybody, anyone who knows me, I speak on just the facts about what's happening in our country, right? And having lived as long as I have, and been through several of the presidents who put us in deficits, which have, Republicans put us in deficits, and Democrats have to spend their time trying to clean stuff up. That's just a reality.
That's fact.
One or another. I'm not voting on anyone just because they're a Democrat. I'm voting on someone because of the facts that surround them and the policies and things that they have worked with and put in place. And as I said, when people talk about it, be real open and honest with the fact that there's some offices, things happening out of the White House that never happened before. There was no effort to work on maternal health in this country prior to her, and she did that in the Senate, and she took it to the White House. There was no effort to work on gun violence in the White House. There's a whole gun violence initiative office in the White House now. And we know that will be gone. So I think that knowing the facts is so important as we keep an open mind.
Yes.
That we actually look at all the facts around. It's just, which I love about what Adrian, what you and your wife did. You have to in order for young people, and I think as a strategy a lot of people do understand, is they have to see what's the facts on both sides.
Yes.
And that's through research and showing people the facts on both sides. You can't do it without real facts and not be controlled by a single issue or something. You have to do it by the facts. And I just want to say that part.
And Elise has the last word. Thank you, Elise. So where can everyone find you? Elise, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at SALIEZE_.
Adrian, where can people find you?
I am on IG at Adrian324, ADRIAN324.
Brian, where can people find you?
Brian Young Creative on Instagram.
And Chris, where can people find you, sir? Partner in
constantly _ changing the number 4 me on Instagram and all social medias.
And you know where to find me, right here at Touch
Right
Me.
Touch
Hey, thanks for finally bringing me on. I hope it's not the last time.
You had a good time, sir? Did you have a good time?
It was fun.
You should come on more often.
I didn't get invited more often.
You are always invited. You know that. Please.
I'm gonna run.
Okay, son.
All right.
Talk to you later. So guys, we're gonna get off here. But again, we have a big week next week. So I was like, I'm gonna be away, but I'm definitely coming on. I will be here because I want to be able to talk about the DNC convention. Like, again, I can tell everyone, I am an independent. I am neither a Democrat or Republican, but I am a long life living Republican. I lived as a Republican most of my life. And so I'm excited of the engagements. I am excited about what's going on. The areas that were taken over by this person. It's really nice to see Republicans for Harris. It's really nice to see evangelicals for Harris. It's so nice to see white women for Harris. It's good to see the white dudes for Harris. I am enjoying this momentum. And what I'm also enjoying is that looking at those amazing people coming out and blowing out the stadiums, the Topanga and all of those places are filled with people. People want to be happy again. People want the country to be filled with joy. People want to laugh. People want to see their brother and sister in this country with positive light, with humanity. People are tired of the dark and the doom and the gloom, and the country we're a third world country and all the other crap that's being said. We are Americans, and we are an amazing pool and multiracial, multi-religions, we're just dynamic. There's no place on earth like America. Now we got our problems, but we are a beacon of light to so many, because there's so many of us that live here, and we live here together. It is, as they say, the American experiment.
Sure.
This is an experiment. It has never been done in world history. And yet you have a country, regardless of the negatives and the other parts of it that's crazy, you still can't beat it. We have people that can be a nobody, a no one, someone just hanging out in the street being a sanitation worker and become a mayor or a governor.
Yeah.
You can have someone that is a teacher that can become the vice president. You have someone that was, that works in the blue collar field, the blue collar work, and become president. The optimism of America is, I know people, want to say all the negatives, but when you think about us as a country, we are a beacon of light. When I travel to countries around the world, and I've been to other countries, they are mesmerized by America, even in our craziness. It's like Churchill said, leave it to America to get it right on the last try. They'll go until they exhaust everything. They will exhaust every wrong answer until they get to the right one, and they finally get it. That's America. The good thing is that we get to keep going at it until we get it right.
Right. You keep trying until you solve to get closer to the solution of the problem, right? Or get closer to something that helps everyone. And I think that's the key, is what can help everyone. Not so that we don't have as drastic of a difference between, like there are the different levels of people, and people can survive. I think that's the biggest thing.
So this week, again, we'll be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is our Focus Friday. We'll be talking about accounts that bless us, inspire us, and encourage us. So we'll be doing that tomorrow on our Focus Friday. Guys, if you missed out on the interview yesterday, make sure you go back and check it out.
So good.
We had such a great interview with Cheryl. I had a great interview with Cheryl Miller, an amazing photographer, an amazing educator, loves people, loves community, loves people, loves the heritage. And anyway, I could go on and on. I'm excited that we are Americans, and we get to come on here with the freedom. We have the technology to be together, to build community. Man, I'm so glad I'm American.
Thank you for the opportunity, Rod.
Anyway, guys, have an amazing day. I love you guys, and we will be here tomorrow, and God bless you all, and God bless America.
Bring the joy, Ron. Bring the joy.
All right.
God,
bye, everybody.
See y'all later. Bye. Oh, that was wonderful.